It was the last week of the regular season for the Mustangs, and we had some big wins and exciting finishes. Let's take a look at some of the scores. As we mentioned on last week's newscast, the softball team needed to win 2 out of 3 games this week to qualify for the tournament playing game. Monday, the girls fell 11-6 to Hopkinton, but then on Wednesday, they rebounded nicely and picked up a 6-4 win over Medfield. Their final game of the season will be played Friday afternoon. If the girls win, they are in, and a loss would end their season. Check out our social media pages for the results of the game. The boys and girls tennis teams had a very busy week, with the girls playing 3 matches and the boys playing 4. Both teams lost all their matches in straight sets against some of the best teams in the state. The girls lacrosse team had a bit of a tough stretch this week, facing some very strong opponents. Monday, the girls took on Hopkinton and lost by a score of 21-11. Then the very next day, it was on the road, this time in Canton, to take on the Bulldogs. The neighboring foe, Canton, proved to be too much for the Stangs and came away with the 16-8 win. The girls will be finishing up their regular season against Holliston in a critical game for their tournament hopes. Boys lacrosse split their games this week, starting with a dominating win over Somerville on senior night. The senior Nord and Dedham boys and their families were honored before the game, then it was off and running. The goals from Deadwood came fast and furious, and before you could even blink, they were up 14-0 with goals from TJ Harris, Richie Carroll, and many others. At half, Deadwood was up 14-1. The goal of the night came from senior goaltender, that's right, senior goalie, Jack Curran. And let's listen to the call.
Okay.
Here comes Jack Curran back in the net.
Curran back in net. He's looking to get himself a goal here. Is he going all the way on that? He's able to score. So Curran, the junior, I'm sorry, the senior on his senior, on the senior captain day, decides on the save. You know, everyone else is kind of getting in the action. So he goes end to end.
Congrats to Jack on his first career goal. There was another milestone moment in this game. With this goal, senior TJ Harris was able to pick up his 100th career point. We were able to speak to TJ after the game.
You know, we assumed that goal that you had scored there was obviously some sort of important number, because we saw you go in right after the ball there for us. So walk us through that one there. You knew coming in you needed what? You needed the 7 points there for 100?
Yeah, so I needed it was towards the middle of the season. I was like, all right, I'm getting closer and closer. And it was 1 goal games, a couple points here, a couple points there. And then I was like, all right, so I need 7 left, and we got 3 games left.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I can either do it in 3 games or I can do it in just 1. So I was like, that first one, I was like, wasn't really, I was like, okay, so my first dodge, I was like, wasn't really a real dodge. It was just more of a jitter step, and I got around him and shot it. So I was like, okay, so this is going to be the game.
Listen, a great game today. Congratulations on the 100.
Thank you.
And we'll continue to watch and hopefully take this momentum right into playoff time.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Good luck in tournament.
Thank you.
Then on Wednesday, the boys were back at it against a more formidable opponent in Medway. In the first half, the defense shined and both goaltenders played lights out. At half, Deadwood would be just ahead by a score of 5-3. Then in the second half, both teams traded goals, and just a few minutes left, Medway would find themselves down by 2. They scored twice very quickly to tie it up and send it into overtime. In overtime, Medway would capitalize on a fast break and came away with a 12-11 win. Deadwood ends their season Friday against Bellingham. Volleyball played their final match of the season on Monday when they hosted Millis. Millis took the first match, but Nord showed some grit, coming back to win the second match. In the end, the Mohawks would prove to be too much, winning the last 2 sets and coming away with 3-1 win. Baseball had 4 games this week, starting with a 4-3 win against Hopkinton on Monday night. George Tolman knocked in 3 runs, and Owen Desjardins pitched a complete game win, and we talked to both guys after the game.
Started off with a good lead, kept the lead. Defense helped me a bit, and all I can say is we're here to stay.
And George, 3 RBIs and a 4-3 win. Talk us through the at-bats.
I was just grinding it out every at-bat. We had my teammates were helping me out, getting on base, and then I was just doing my best to put the ball in play and knock them in.
Then on Wednesday, the boys traveled to Medfield to take on the number 3 team in the state. It was a pitcher's duel as Jack Cropper threw a gem for the Stangs. Nord plated 1 run in the first inning, and the score would hold until the 6th. They scored another one late to make it 2-0, but then Medfield was able to score twice in the 7th to force extra innings. In extras, the Warriors strung together a couple hits and they walked it off with a 3-2 win. Then the boys were back at it Thursday with the game of the week against rival Walpole. The Timberwolves took an early 1-0 lead with a line drive to left in the 3rd inning. Then it only took Nord 1 inning to respond when Jack Cropper blooped one into center and scored George Tolman. Then 2 innings later, Tolman led off the bottom of the 6th with a laser beam into the gap in right center, resulting in a triple. Just a few pitches later, a pass ball scored Tolman to give the Stangs a 2-1 lead. Lights out pitcher by senior Jonathan Demaray kept Walpole off the board. Due to a pitch count, Demaray had to leave the game with 2 outs in the 7th, and junior Sean Dittmeyer came into the mound to close out the game. After a couple walks, Diddy, as he's known, struck out the final batter, sealing the 2-1 win for the Stangs. We spoke to Tolman and Dittmeyer after the game.
Hey, George, congratulations. What a great win.
Thank you, yeah.
Walk us through that. I mean, that was we were going to try to give you 2 triples tonight. Your first one you didn't hit too hard. We almost gave you a triple on that one, but that last one, boy, you just smoked that. What was that like when you saw that pitch? I mean, were you waiting on that and you knew that was coming?
Yeah, I was expecting first pitch fastball, and I knew that was going to be the best pitch I get the entire at bat. So I saw it coming, I jumped on it, and worked out.
Demaray does a fantastic job for you guys. I mean, he has been a battler all year. I was saying to the guys, he doesn't come with a lot of heat a lot of times. Sometimes he gets himself into his jam, but he's a kind of a pitcher that can, work out of that jam. What's it like, having him on the mound and you guys are kind of playing behind him?
Yeah, he's our leader. He's consistent. He throws strikes, and we always know when he's on the mound, he's going to give us a chance to win. So I'd run through a brick wall for that guy. He's my best friend, and he pitched great tonight.
And it looks like we got a little bit of a follow-up coming. There he is. We got Sean Dittmeyer as well. Sean, way to close that one out today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you had to make it a little interesting, right? You didn't want to just go 1, 2, 3. You figured you would kind of like move guys around and get them close, right?
Oh, yeah. You always got to give the crowd a show, right?
That's right. Well, you knew you were live tonight, so you want to at least, kind of keep the people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. You've kind of, you're battling a little bit. How do you stay focused in a situation like that to close it out?
You got to really just block out all the noise, kind of just almost have a conversation with yourself saying just next pitch strike, and keep that moving. It's hard with all the noise and the pressure on you, but got to find a way to get it done.
I mean, it was just the Walpole game, so it's not like anyone cared.
Yeah, exactly.
No one pays attention to the Walpole game.
There's no one watching this game.
No, not at all.
Listen, I just said to George and to all the guys, a fantastic win tonight. Really, really gutsy win, gritty win. Looks things are really starting to kind of click right now as you guys head towards the postseason. So best of luck, and let's finish it out strong tomorrow night, right?
Thank you very much. Mustangs here to stay.
There you go, boys.
Congratulations, Diddy.
All right,
Thank you.
guys. Be good.
As the regular season is coming to an end, there are some outcomes that could sway tournament berths for a few of the Mustang teams. And as of Friday, the power rankings are: baseball is sitting at the 11 seed and most certainly will host a first-round matchup in the tournament. Softball is sitting at number 43 and could earn a play-in game with a win over Holliston on Friday. Boys volleyball is on the outside looking in, sitting at number 35. Barring some losses by teams in front of them, they will most likely miss tournament. Girls lacrosse is sitting at the number 32 seed and currently in the final spot of the tournament. They will have 1 game remaining, and a win would automatically give them a play-in game, but a loss by a close score could potentially keep them at the number 32 spot. Boys lacrosse is also at the 32 spot, but they will have an automatic bid into the tournament with a play-in game due to their record being over 500. A win in the final game could bump them up a few spots and out of the play-in bracket. And outside of our power rankings, a number of our track athletes will be competing in the D3 state meet over the weekend. Friday, we will have Dylan O'Brien running the 800, Dylan Hamway running the 2-mile, Isaiah Groupie, Elias West, and Eric Wally running the 200, and Tina Fontaine also running the 200. Shayla Wynn will compete in the triple jump, and Jordan Woodley will compete in the 400 hurdles. Then on Sunday, they will have a number of runners back at it as the Dylans, O'Brien and Hamway, along with Jack Doyle and John Kavanaugh, will run the 4x800. Isaiah Groupie, Elias West, Eric Wally, and Luigi Gentile will run the 100. Then Groupie, West, Wale, and Jordan Woodley will run the 4x100. And finally, Tina Fontaine will be running the 100. Good luck to all the athletes this weekend competing in the D3 meet. That's all for sports this week. Check us out on social media for upcoming tournament coverage. Kristen, back to you.